Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We are talking about competition today, why you need to compete even if you don't feel ready to compete, because progress requires purpose. If you want to get better, you need to have a target. If you're training without a target, you're just going through the motions. It might feel exciting when you start because it feels good and you feel more energetic from it, but eventually you're going to be like, why am I doing this? Because guess what? If you just segment all the things that we do in the gym without a goal, it actually kind of sucks. Like if we really strip it back and we're like, how cool is a burpee? It's not that cool.
I love burpees.
Of course, Madeline does.
Onto your side, bring your knees up into the fetal position, have a cry because fuck burpees.
So let's talk about our big myth today. I think many people don't compete because they feel like they're not ready. I'm not ready to compete. I need to get better. So let's just address this right away. You don't compete because you're ready. You compete so you get ready, so you sharpen yourself, so you get motivated to do all the training that you need to do. It gives you a date on the calendar and it makes you work much harder. I shared in our newsletter that there was a Stanford study that said that people that have a goal and a date on the calendar train up to 2 hours more a week just because they have something going. A member at the gym, Alex Gonzalez, been here for a long time, almost since we started. And he always says when he gets unmotivated, he's like, I just don't have something to compete for. I need a goal. That's a big one. Avoiding competition is not about readiness. I think it's about fear. I think most people are just afraid.
What's that truth, damn it?
I'm afraid, all right? You want to hear me say it? You want to break me down? All right, I'm afraid. For the first time in my life, I'm afraid.
I'm afraid too. There's nothing wrong with being afraid.
The only way that we're going to get over that is just to jump in and do something. We have to set dates on the calendar. That's why we have a competition coming up.
We are hosting a fitness competition August 9th at Blue House Fitness.
That's why we do things like the Open every year. These are moments where we can see where we're at. And then a big thing is it motivates us to start training post-competition. We get motivated because there's things that we aren't very good at.
Let me be very clear. I'll never give up.
And we want to get better at it. So one thing I want to start with saying is that competition does not have to be CrossFit. So we're in a CrossFit gym. We do a lot of functional fitness. It's how we train. But guess what? You can pick anything. You could do an Olympic lifting meet, you could do a Spartan race, you could do high rocks, you could do a marathon, you could do powerlifting. We were talking to a member yesterday about powerlifting, right, Madeline?
We were.
Man, it could be anything. You could be like, I got this cool summer trip coming up I want to look good for. Or you could be like my friend Andrew Leslie, who summited Mount Everest last year. It doesn't matter what you pick. It's just that you pick something, because without a target, we're just going to start going through the motions.
Exercises you like, and you have to raise the impetus, goals, inspiration, and real desire to be there. People that have no problem showing up to the gym are the people that want to be there. No amount of Rocky Balboa fucking movies are going to get you to that place. A lot of that is also built with the experience of having the gym be a place where you get results by pushing yourself, winning little mini challenges, and having fun.
We're going to try as hard. We're not going to be as focused. And the things outside of our training will also start to lose focus. How much we sleep, how we eat, all this stuff kind of works together. Madeline, do you have anything to add here?
By having a date to compete or whatever it is, it also helps you focus on where you are at in your training cycle. Because if I hadn't have a competition on the calendar, then I would just want to do competition prep all year, but I know I can't. That's important to know when you need to be in season and out of season.
You can really go hard if it's like a focus, and then you can have that chance to kind of recover and do off-season training, which is so big, y'all. A lot of athletes that have long careers have ebbs and flows to their training. If you're an Olympic athlete, you have a 4-year cycle. Yes, you have some other competitions along the way, but swimmers and runners, they have these long seasons where they're just building base fitness. Can't compete all the time. Let's talk about the second reframing. Comparison isn't your enemy. Comparison actually can be really helpful. If it's done right, it can give you the feedback you need, right? Like if you're competing, you see who is better, who is worse, and it can really help you kind of figure out where you should put some effort in your training. So I think it's like we look at it as this scary bad thing, but I actually think it can be really helpful for you to level up. It can also inspire you. For me personally, like when I see somebody killing it at something that I'm not very good at, it makes me want to get better at.
Anton watched me golf one time and he was like, man, I need to be that good.
Just wasting food. No, it's gone.
I am really golfing all the time to get as good as Madeline.
It's true.
I do think if you see someone else better than you and it makes you angry or bitter, I think that's a problem that you have. It should inspire you to train harder. And I think that's growth. Let's reframe ourselves to think of comparison as actually a great tool to help us improve. It's one thing that's really powerful in CrossFit. We see a leaderboard every day. And if you use that for your benefit, wow, it's really cool to be like, so-and-so is better at this than me. I want to get better. But I think where we really struggle in CrossFit is we don't actually ever do anything to get better. We just keep doing the same thing. You got to get more specific. And I think competition, here's what competition does. It's going to like focus your training. It's going to expose the places that you need to work. It's going to build resilience under pressure. Madeline, I know that you have felt in competition settings like really nervous.
Yeah, last year, my first individual competition, I have never felt so nervous to work out in my life.
Yeah. But we're like practicing now, you lifting under pressure. I think it builds a lot of resilience.
Yeah.
Makes you so much stronger.
Agreed.
Like I said this already, but your sleep, food, and your effort, way more intentional when you have a date, when you're a little nervous. Gonna help you believe in yourself more. When you do something and you work on it and you achieve it, man, that is a good feeling. You're like, I did that.
Oh, wow.
And it's crazy how nervous you can be going into a competition where you did all the work and you still know mentally you feel like you can't do it, and then you do it. A few years ago in the Open, I had somebody judging me by the name of Kalen. And I remember, I'll never forget this because it was just a really powerful phrase, but I'm like dying in the third workout of the Open. It's like all these thrusters and bar muscle ups. And he's like, just trust your training. And it's so true. Like if you put in all this work, you are prepared and you did it right. You didn't just do random stuff and never work on your weaknesses, but you really trained for something. You can trust it. You can do it. Trust your training.
Trust your training, everybody.
You don't rise to your potential. You rise to your preparation. If you're prepared, like it's all about your preparation. It's all about your capacity to train. I used to always think you could just muster up this capacity to kill this workout, but that's not how it works. The workout is just a display of all the work you've put in. It's much more of a capacity sport. You know, nobody's winning the marathon that's like, I didn't really train that much this year. It's like all about how well they prepared. And that's kind of cool. I think skill sports are also very special, like people that can just show up and have that special moment. But capacity sports are also really special because it's all about the work you put in. I think the sweet spot for training in functional fitness or in all these realms I'm talking about, I think is 2 to 3 times a year. It's not that you're never competing and you're drifting and you're losing your why, but it's also not so frequent that you burn out. I see a lot of people in CrossFit burn out.
That's ridiculous.
Because they over compete. I don't think you can do 3 to 5 competitions a year because then you never have any off season. I also think that your competitions need to be more than just an online qualifier like the Open, although I love that. It's in your gym, it's with your people, it's fun, but you should also do something in person. James and I just signed up for a competition.
I'm so excited. I'm going to go, and I am going to be the coach.
Yes. It's nice that it's a partner comp. That's also fun. Partner comps are a great way to do this. It just takes away the pressure a little bit. Here's your framework. This is how I want people to train. You're going to train, have a goal. You're going to peak. You're going to test. Maybe you're going to test at the test. Then you're going to recover, and then you're going to rebuild, and then you're going to train. Then you're going to peak. Then you're going to test, recover, rebuild. That's your cycle. That's how you evolve. That's how you get better in anything. Here's my final thought for you all. Training without a goal is just really expensive exercise. You don't need to be ready. You just need to be willing to put yourself out there, pick something, put it on the calendar, show up, and I promise you, it will change you for the better. Find a way to implement or testing into your life. It'll change your health. Guarantee it. Blue House out.